it's no surprise that there's a homelessness problem in this country. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are homeless, and most politicians could care less. They care about one thing only, and that is making their pockets fatter, in my opinion. But San Francisco, in particular, where that video clip was filmed, that person screaming out the window apparently is a manager of that building. And you heard her say her bank account is negative $150 and her other account is zero. And then she said a homeless person stole something. It was inaudible. I couldn't really understand it. But I bring this up today because the San Francisco supervisor, Hillary Ronen, is now begging the city for more police. She's begging the police department for more police. She's begging for more money for more police. When in fact, in 2020, during the St. George Floyd movement with BLM at the forefront of that, Hillary Ronen was the first one to start the defund the police. Let's reallocate money from the police department to mental health issues and so on. Well, now she's facing what she should have known all along. She's facing the fact that crime is on the rise. It's on the rise all over the country because of Democratic politicians like Hillary Ronen, who were insistent that we don't need police officers. We need social workers to respond out there to help people. Police are only making it worse. This next clip I'm going to show you is of Hillary Ronen begging for help at what I imagine is a city council meeting. And during that clip, you will see the tweets that she was posting in 2020 when she was calling to defund the police. So have a look at this.
We've been begging for more footbeats and for more officers in the Mission District. I've been begging this department to give the Mission what it deserves in terms of police presence all year long. And I have been told time and time and time and time again, there are no officers that we can send to Mission. It hurts, and I feel betrayed by the department. I feel betrayed by the mayor. I feel betrayed by the priorities of the city. It is not this Board of Supervisors' priorities. We want our residents safe. We don't want our residents getting shot, getting assaulted, getting killed, because in the Mission, Chief, it's not theft. In the Mission, people are getting shot and killed. In the Mission, people are getting beat up. In the Mission, people are dying.
So she feels betrayed by everyone, the mayor, the people as a whole, the city council, and whoever else that she can blame for having less police on the street, when in fact, she was one of the main advocates for eliminating police officers. Not altogether, but lessening the amounts of police they have on the street. But now, she doesn't know what to do now. But she'll never admit, I know I asked to defund the police. It was a spur of the moment thing because St. George Floyd was killed and everybody else was doing it. Oh no, this is what the Democrats do. This is what the left does. They call to action something that is absolutely ridiculous, like defunding the police. And then when the crime increases at levels they've never seen before, then they stop begging for help. Then they start saying, how dare they say we don't need police, and how dare Republicans, like Joe Biden likes to say, call for defunding the police. And a Republican has never once said that, as far as I know. These left-wing politicians are, I can't even think of a good word for them, because they will blame everyone and everything else on the problems they are facing in their cities, but they will never take responsibility because they initiated all the chaos. Now she's begging for more foot patrols. She's begging for more police. She wants more money for the police department. The mayor should be ashamed of herself, she said. And this is all her doing. Her and the rest of the left, who they all came out after St. Floyd was killed, and look how bad the police are. Every cop is racist. Every cop is a criminal. All cops want to do is kill people. She was one of the leading proponents of let's get rid of the police. And this is what we're seeing now in 2023, after the last couple of years where police officers were getting murdered in the line of duty at a rate never seen before. People have no respect for law and order. They commit crimes in a lot of cities like Los Angeles, like New York, like Philadelphia, and Oregon. Oregon is like a free for all. Go to Oregon, you can do whatever you want to do. From what I've seen, I've never been there. I don't plan to go there. But cities like I just mentioned, crime is out of control. And it's because of left-wing politicians who want to take money away from police departments that could be used to hire and train more police. They want to take it away and they want to put it to social services, mental health. Who do you know that's going to apply for a job to be a social worker and go to calls that require police presence? I, for one, don't know anyone. But I do have a friend who's a police officer, and he unfortunately had to take with him on several tours of duty social workers who he had said did not want any part of it. They knew they didn't belong on the street. They knew they shouldn't be responding to calls such as domestic disturbances, family disputes, neighborhood disputes. That's what these left-wing politicians think a social worker is needed for. Oh, they can go in and they can talk to them and calm everything down. Absolutely not. My friend that I speak of told me point blank, the social worker he had to take on several tours of duty with him was only doing it because if they didn't do it, they wouldn't have a job. They needed the job, they needed the income, and they needed the health coverage. That's the only reason they were doing the job they were told to do. And their supervisors know that it's dangerous to send an unarmed social worker to a domestic dispute or a family dispute or any dispute. Police are on the streets to prevent crime, to stop people from hurting each other. And we all know there are bad police. But politicians like Hillary Ronan in San Francisco will make you want to believe back in 2020 that every cop was bad, every cop in her own city was bad. That's why she wanted to take away millions of dollars of funds and put it to something else that was never going to work in the first place. So the social worker that my friend had the pleasure of taking out on tour with him in his police cruiser in a dangerous city told him again point blank, I'm only doing this because I need my job. And if she didn't do what she was told to do, she would be fired because they got people lining up to do it. And those people, lining up are going to do the same thing. They're going to get into a police cruiser with an officer, see what it's like out there, and then they're going to say, fuck this, I want no part of it. That was Hillary Ronan trying to stop police from patrolling the streets in San Francisco that we all know is a homeless haven, a drug-infested area that, by the way, Nancy Pelosi has represented for close to 50 years. So that right there is enough to tell you that people are in trouble. They should be hopeless because of politicians like Pelosi and the rest of the left who represent districts like this have no hope because there's no help coming. But now Hillary Ronan is begging for help. And will she get it? Who knows? Who knows? She probably will because all the bleeding hearts are going to say, oh, we got to help her now. She made a mistake. At the time, it was the right thing to do. You know, after all, she is a Democrat, so she had to jump on board with the defund the police. And then the shit hits the fan. The criminals come out in droves and they're committing their crimes. And to this day, in the cities I've mentioned, New York, LA, Philly, people are not being charged with felony crimes because of the woke Democrat DAs don't want to put anybody in prison. They want to cater to the criminal element, and they want to blame the other political party for the problems that are going on right now, when in fact they were the ones during the St. George Floyd BLM chaos. They were the ones who said police were no good and we don't need them. And here we are today in 2023, and these politicians are begging for help. Why? Because they were wrong then, and they knew it, but they'll never admit it. And they're wrong now by blaming another political party, saying the Republicans want to defund the police, and they know they're wrong about that. It's absolute nonsense that this is where we are 3 years later, all because a bad cop killed somebody and the country exploded, and BLM was the top of the line movement. They were going to save the world. They were going to go to San Fran and New York and LA and every other city and town and state in this country, and they were going to make things right. And all they did was steal money, didn't give it to anybody but themselves. And politicians like Hillary Ronan certainly didn't get a penny, and she probably won't get a penny from them ever. But they were going to save the world. But now she's begging the city council and the mayor, please help us. People are getting shot, stabbed, killed. People are getting robbed, businesses, homes, muggings, you name it, it's happening. And there's not enough police on the street, and we don't know why. She knows exactly why. It's her fault, and the rest of the left who think they have all the answers when they have answers to zero, nothing. They are the downfall of this country. And as long as this continues, our country's going to keep going deeper and deeper into the toilet, as long as Democratic politicians are in office like Joe Biden or Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer, and there's thousands of other ones. I'm just not going to get into it any further. But that's it. These politicians need to stop this nonsense and do the right thing when it's needed. They all knew defund the police was bad, but they were never going to say it. And today, they'll still never admit that they were wrong. And that's it. And thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell. You'll never miss an episode. Share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that. Hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you soon. Have a great night.